All right, so Ms. Barksdale on 100 Riverview versus Parker and all others. Is there someone here on behalf of Parker and all others? Ms. Parker?
Yes, ma'am, I'm here.
Okay. Is it Aja?
Ahija.
Ahija. All
Yes.
right, so Miss Ahija Parker is here on behalf of Parker and all others, and that's what it just says Parker. I didn't have your first name on the calendar. And Miss Barksdale, you're here on behalf of 100 Riverview. Is this this is an appeal from Magistrate Court? Is this a commercial lease or residential?
This is a residential lease, Your Honor, but if you would notice that we had an order for Ms. Parker to pay the rent into the court while this was pending, and she's not paid any monies into the court. We were in court in March, and the judge issued an order. This is actually a transfer case because Ms. Parker filed a counterclaim for $100,000, and the judge transferred the case to your court, state court. And with that transfer, the order required that she pay the rent into the register of the court until this was disposed of, but she's failed to do that. But we're ready to move forward with the entire case today if the judge will hear it.
Okay, so Ms. Parker, two things. So you filed an appeal from Magistrate Court. So I get to hear the case, what they call de novo, but the appeal has requirements. So one of the requirements for me being able to hear the case is that you pay into the registry of the court any rent that would have been due with respect to the underlying judgment. So if the court said that, the plaintiff is entitled to possession of the property and rent from a said date, and then you say, well, I want to appeal, then you're required per the order of the court to pay into the registry of the court any money that should have been paid as part of the rent to preserve your right to appeal. So have you paid any money into the registry of the court?
No, I have not, but I want to say that I can't really hear you guys fully. It's a alarm going on outside that has been going on for hours and they haven't came and turned it off. I don't know if you guys can hear it, but I can't hear you guys or think straightly. It's been going on for hours.
Okay, we hear you just fine, and I don't hear any alarm, but it's probably because of the weather.
No, this is the second time within a week that this alarm has gone off. The fire department came to the apartment and
But can you go into like a closet, a bathroom, somewhere where you have the ability to close the like the opening off?
I'll still be able to hear it. It was
Okay,
playing
well,
even louder inside of the apartment. Let me see, can you guys hear it? They haven't came and turned it off. And I think it was not this Sunday, but the Sunday before last, it was going off and it was going off in the apartment and it was late at night. It was going off for hours. And
okay, but ma'am, that has nothing to do with what I'm trying to ask you. I hear you just fine, and I don't hear anything in the background. So, I'm not saying that something's not going off, but it's not affecting my ability to hear you and to go forward with this.
well, can
So,
I text? I think it's the property manager right there. Could she have somebody try to come out and turn it
okay,
off?
that you can contact her after the hearing, but we're here for the hearing on the dispossessory. You filed $100,000 counterclaim. What's that?
Um, Noise disturbances like this, they don't come and fix anything.
Okay, so for a counterclaim, there has to be damage.
Very
And
damage. Yes, ma'am. That's what I was getting to. I haven't stated everything. I'm sorry for cutting you off though.
okay, go ahead.
As well as water damage from the ceiling dripping everywhere. The ceiling is falling in certain areas. And as well as there's a bug issue with roaches and centipedes, spiders and millipedes, and the stuff has came into my personal property as well as my furniture. The bugs have infested into my property.
Okay, so what are you able to document $100,000 worth of damage?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, what can you tell me what has been damaged in $100,000 worth?
Yes, ma'am. It's a 2-bedroom. I have beds and dressers and nightstands, as well as my sofa and my table, and I have sewing machines and things of that nature and fabric that has been infested into.
Okay. And so you, how long have you rented the apartment?
Since February last year.
And how much is your rent?
Um, about $1,700 a month.
Okay, and when did you stop paying rent?
Um, was it August or July of last year, because they have not solved the any issues, and the infestation issue has gotten severely worse. And if I have them, I know everybody else in the
I'm
complex
gonna
and in my
object to
building.
everybody else,
Yeah,
Judge.
I don't, you're here before me. I can't handle anything for somebody else.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so do you have receipts, that you have had items, damaged to the tune of $100,000?
I don't have receipt. You mean like, okay, yes, I have picture and video proof of um
Okay, so let's go back. Let me talk to you about a couple of things. So you said you've been renting the place since February. Your rent is $1,700 per month. But there are issues with an insect infestation and water damage. Did you give them notice in writing that you had water damage or an insect infestation?
yes, ma'am, as well as there being a monthly fee is always charged for a pest control.
Okay. When did you tell them in writing that you had the water damage issue and the insect issue?
Through email. I can't tell you the exact date, but
Well,
sporadically I
can
would
you pull up
email
your
them.
email?
Yes, let me get my phone 1 second.
All right, I'll be back in a second. Ma'am, raise your right hand for me. You solemnly swear or affirm any testimony you give in this matter will be true.
Yes.
All right. So now you said you've given them notice of water damage. What date was that?
Let me see. Wait 1 second, please. I found the email, one email that dates back to October 2023. And someone in the leasing office stated that the Terminex tech will be coming out,
No,
but
no.
also,
What did you say?
um, I don't know if you see this, but I said that, I'm trying to get to the beginning. Okay, here it is. I said that I'm contacting you because there's a really bad infestation of roaches and other bugs in my apartment. I moved in February, and I notified the exterminator to and I notified and got the exterminator to come a few times, but they never left. I've spent the duration of my stay living here and spending my own money to get rid of them, even though I get charged for a pest control fee. Um,
Okay. How much do you have records of how much you spent for pest control?
yes, I have receipts, and I have the bottles of different types of spray that I've tried to use, but they have not went away.
Okay. And when did you start treating for the infestation?
I'd say around maybe May of last year, when I realized that the solutions that Terminix would come spray and put down into my apartment was not working.
Okay, and how much do you think you spent on pest control?
I say about maybe $120 sprays.
All right. So now the water damage. When did you let the complex know that you had water damage issues?
I let them know immediately. It's happened in different places. I would go put in a request on their portal on their website.
Okay. And what in your apartment, what's been damaged by water issues?
Um, my bed in my main bedroom, and then which was coming out of the bathroom in the main bedroom from up under the sink. It was like a pipe bust or something like that. The maintenance man had to come fix that. And then in the um second bedroom, there was like water gushing out of um the fire alarm thing, the circular one. It was water gushing out. I had to put a bucket down, and that also got on my bed and my dresser in there as well, and my clothes I had on a rack.
Okay. So how much do you estimate that damage was?
With the water damage, I'd say about half of what I'm trying to get, 50,000.
So your bed was,
The water damage cost about half of it.
no, what I'm saying is the value of the bed that you had. What was the value of the bed when you bought it new?
Um, the Okay, I'm gonna tell you both the bed and then the bed frame. You want both combined?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. The main bed, well, I would say it was probably about 6,000 together, but with the bed and then the frame.
Okay. That's your main bed.
Yes.
Okay. And what was the other stuff worth, do you
The
think?
second bed is the bed was just about, I say maybe like 430 for that one.
$430?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Anything else?
And then the dresser and then my nightstands, I say is about 350 for the dresser and the nightstands. And then the clothes, I collect vintage clothes and I sew as well. So if I put a number on it, I say from the water coming down from the fire detector, I'd say that was probably about um 10,000 in damage with my clothes and my fabric as well on the rack.
All right. All right. Did you have anything else?
Um, it's just been a lot of discrepancies and issues, and it's been affecting me both mentally and it's just been a very disturbing experience. And to know that there hasn't been any help given from the complex, and it's just been a lot of other stuff as well, and a lot of harassment and
Did
just
you
a lot of stuff.
did you ever indicate to property management that you wish to leave the property because of these issues?
No, ma'am, I asked them to fix the things. I'm not originally from this state, so I wouldn't have anywhere to go.
Okay. All right. So far what I have is $16,800. $16,800 is what you're claiming.
Yes, ma'am. No, wait,
That's in
we didn't go over this.
damages. And then you said $120 in pest control.
We didn't go over my sofa and my table, and as well as they're in the cabinets. They go, I don't know how they get into the refrigerator. They're everywhere. I can't wake up or walk around, excuse me, without seeing a bug. They literally weaved into every part of not only the apartment, but my life. I go outside and I open my purse and it's one crawling out of my purse. I didn't come here with bugs.
Okay. All right. All right, Miss Barksdale, anything on behalf of your client?
I'd like to ask a few questions, Ms. Parker, please.
Sure.
Ms. Parker, now your lease expired at the property on January of 2024, correct?
Yes, that's correct.
And since January 2024, you have been there on a month-to-month lease, correct?
Yes, that's correct.
And each month that lease renewed, you could have vacated the property, correct?
I'm not sure if that's correct. I never never agreed to them to a month to month. I've been waiting to come before the judge so that I can
You've not
tell.
signed a new lease. You've not signed a new lease since January 24, have you?
No,
And the lease that you signed with this property was for February of 2022, and it ended in January of 2024, correct?
no, I signed it in 2023.
But it ended in January of 2024, correct?
Yes, that's correct.
Okay. And so you have not signed a new lease to even have you still residing in the property, correct?
No, I have not.
Okay. And you were required also to have personal property insurance, correct?
Yes,
And you didn't have it, did you?
ma'am.
You did not purchase personal property
Yes,
insurance,
I
did you?
did have it. Yes,
Okay. Did you reach out to your insurance company for payment of your personal items?
I didn't want to reach out to them because it was up. I was under the impression that since it was the apartment caused the damage, I didn't want to do that.
Okay. And so how did you come to those comparable damages for your bed? Did you go out to find another bed similar to the one that you had?
Yes, ma'am.
And where did you go?
The same place I got it from. I got it from my original the hometown where I got it from,
Where's your hometown?
Jacksonville, Florida.
So you went back to Jacksonville, Florida to look for that same bed.
Yes, ma'am.
Did you take pictures of the bed you looked at?
No, ma'am.
When did you go back to Jacksonville looking for the bed?
Um, when was it? Probably about 3 months ago when I went back.
Just 3 months ago. So today is July. So that would have been in May of this year. May, June, July.
April.
Okay. And
Yes.
so and you filed this counterclaim in when we filed this dispossession was in August of 2023, correct?
Yes.
And you filed a counterclaim to our dispossessory that was filed in August of 2023, right?
Yes, I did.
Okay. And so the last time you paid rent on this property was July of 2023, correct?
Yes.
And at no time did you go into the office to tell them that your bed was damaged, correct?
Yes, ma'am. That's correct.
Okay. And so when you went back to Jacksonville, tell me the name of the store that you visited.
Let me get the name. The name of the place is Furniture Source. I believe that's the name, Furniture Source,
Furniture Source, and it's located where?
in Jacksonville, Florida, on Blanding.
Okay. And what date did you purchase the bed initially?
Um, I don't remember. I'm not sure.
And what did you pay for the bed initially?
Um, Around the same price with everything included. It was about the $6,000 I said.
So you don't know when you purchased it, but you do know that it was about the same price 3 months ago, right?
I'm no. What I'm saying is that that's about how much I paid for. Can't remember how much the bed was when I went back.
So you just went back 3 months ago, correct?
Yes.
And you went back so that you could provide the court with the cost of that bed, correct?
No, I went back to ask them about a warranty.
Okay. So, but you presented to the court today that that bed was worth $6,000.
Yes, I have receipts I can find of the bed and the stuff costing that much.
Did you file those receipts with your counterclaim?
No, I wasn't sure how to file it online as well as my pictures and evidence of the damage.
Okay. And do you have any receipts for pest control damage to your property?
You really mean like me going to get outside sourced
Yes,
pest control?
yes, ma'am.
Not of that, but I have receipts of me purchasing products from the store.
Okay. So did you tell the court that you purchased products or you went out and got outside sources?
I don't know. I told her that I purchased the stuff.
Okay. And how did you come up to the cost of 120?
The receipts.
Okay, where did you go purchase it?
I've been to Home Depot. I've getting, I think it's an ortho treatment. I've got a lot of bottles of those. I went to Target and they have different types of sprays. One that I can call out is a peppermint bug spray that treats different types of bugs that's supposed to keep them away. And I've been to Walmart and have bought bait as well as I think it's boric acid that's supposed to they're supposed to ingest it and then die. So yeah, I think those are the main three stores that I've bought things from.
Did you give a date on when the property started leaking?
It's happened sporadically. So whenever it happens, it's like it's never nothing that's like how can I say, it's never nothing that's small. It's always something that's big. So I have to call them immediately or email them so somebody can come out and fix it then.
Give me a guesstimate of the first time you called them about the leak.
Um It was probably around May or June last year. The ceiling in the kitchen was leaking. And then they came in. I don't know what they did. It just seemed like they just painted over it.
Okay. And are you still in the property?
Yes.
Is the property fit to live in?
I don't think so, no.
But you're still there?
Yes.
And we filed his dispossession August of 2023, right?
Yes.
And is now, tomorrow will be August 1st, a year ago.
Yes.
It's not fit to live in, but you're still there, right?
I don't have anywhere else to go.
Okay. Judge, I have no further questions for her. I would like to ask my client a few questions, Judge.
Yes, ma'am. All right. Miss Barksdale, you can go ahead. Your client's name.
Miss Ashley Amiga.
Amateur.
Amiga. Please
Okay.
raise your right hand.
Yes.
Do you affirm to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes.
And you're Miss Amiga?
Amateur. Yes.
Amateur, and you employed by 100 Riverview Owners Dayrise Residential?
Yes.
And what is your position?
I'm the property manager here.
You're the property manager?
Yes.
Before today, have you met Miss Parker?
Yes.
Okay, you heard what she testified about leaks in the property. Tell the court what you know about leaks happening in this property.
The only email that I received, not email, I'm sorry, the only work request that was put in regards to any leaking for the ceiling was done on April the 24th, 2023. And at that time, she was leaking and we came out and addressed it as she did say. The vendor, when they came out, they assess the damage, wait till the water dries, make sure that there's make sure there's no further leakage. And then from there, they'll repair the damages.
Was there, based on April 24th, 2023, when she had that leak, do you recall what date you all repaired it? How long was it after the time she called it in, you knew about it?
Give me 1 second. I can find out based upon when I have the invoice. Give me 2 seconds and I'm gonna pull it up.
Just 1 second. Thank
Sorry.
Okay.
The rain has got my system moving a little slow, so bear with me. Here it comes.
Okay.
Mm, 4/27/2023.
Hold on, the judge is off the bench, hold on.
Oh, I'm sorry.
All right, I'm sorry, continue.
Okay, Miss Amiga, can you tell the judge, you said she called in a work order for the leakage on April 24th, 23, correct?
Yes,
And what date did you all get it repaired?
the contractor came on 4/27/2023.
And was it repaired on that day?
It was.
And since April 27, 2023, did you have any more calls for that particular leak?
No, I did not.
Did you have any calls for pest control?
Not to my knowledge, I have not. I can pull my pest control records to see how many times she's been placed on pest control, but they have to request that. And they have to request that prior to Monday coming.
Okay, so off the top of your head, you don't know if she's requested.
I believe once or twice, I think she had a clean out. Hold on one second, I could tell you. Give me 1 second.
And while you're looking for that, what is the clean out?
Is where they come in and they suck up all the roaches out of the cabinets, appliances, they pull out
That
the.
never happened. That has never happened. I'm sorry to interrupt you, but that
Ms.
has.
Parker, you can't interrupt her. She let you talk and she didn't interrupt you
Yeah,
at
I'm
all.
sorry. I didn't know that, but that has never happened. I'm sorry. I'm gonna go back on mute.
Thank you.
So what
Go
is a
ahead.
suck out, a clean out?
So the clean out is where when they come in, they'll suck out all the roaches out of the refrigerator, out of the dishwasher. They pull those out. They pull out, as long as the resident has cleaned out all cabinetry of their own personal items, they suck out the roaches from there too. They go in any cracks, any crevices they can, and they pull and they suck them out into this vacuum. The resident has to be out of the home for a minimum of 3 hours and for this procedure to take place because of the extensive amount of time and work and chemicals that they use.
Is this a service that you request or is it automatic?
So it's a service that they can request, or if we've noticed that they've been put on pest control quite often and they continue to have issues, we will suggest it for them and we will go ahead and reach out and let the resident know. But there is a form that they have to fill out in a checklist.
Do you see her record where she called in for pest control?
I'm grabbing the file now. My assistant is grabbing the binder for that.
Okay, let's move forward because it's
Okay.
time. Okay, and so other than that, the leak is y'all repaired within 3 days and you've not gotten any more calls on it. And that's all you did. Did you go on the property yourself during that April 24th or 27th time?
I did not, and soon after, go
Did she
ahead.
report anything about personal property damage?
No, ma'am, not to me, she
Okay.
did not.
Okay. Yeah, I'm satisfied with her testimony. I know this time is winding down, so I'm satisfied with that.
All right, Ms. Parker, did you have any questions of this witness on behalf of the complex?
I can only ask questions.
Right now, yes, ma'am.
Okay. You said that that this apartment received a clean out, but do you have any proof showing that? Because I never received that and I never even knew that I could request a clean
Is that a
out. I
question,
never got
Judge,
that
as
in
she
writing.
testified? If she would please ask the question.
Yeah,
I
ma'am.
asked a question. Could she have any does she have any evidence showing that I received the clean out?
Okay.
That's what we're currently looking for now, to see if she did receive the clean out.
And I also have a question. In the lease it says that monthly there's a pest control fee. If there's a pest control fee, why is there still pests present, and why isn't there any preventative measures taken to ensure that if money is being paid for this service, why isn't it anybody making sure that they're not present?
Well, one, as is stated in your lease agreement that you signed, it states that you have to inform the the leasing office to let us know that you want to be placed on pest control. And it's also your responsibility to keep and maintain the cleanliness of your home. So again, I can't testify to why you're still having an infestation.
And if I was able to present proof that the entire building that I'm in is infested, well, how would you go about that?
Yeah, I'm gonna object to the entire building. She can only present her unit. So I would
Yeah,
object
that's
to
what
anything.
I wouldn't be able to ask my neighbors to.
Yes.
We would object to her neighbor. Judge.
Ma'am, if you didn't have someone prepared to testify at this time, then we need to move forward with the testimony that
Okay.
we have. But your neighbor's unit is separate from yours. And so there might be different conditions that have no bearing on yours. The level of cleanliness and different other factors might have a bearing. And so because you're the one who's suing, we need to examine what has happened with your unit and with what you've done and what they've done in response to things that you've told them. Okay.
Can I,
Okay.
can I say something?
Can
No.
who-
No.
that's up to Ms. Barksdale.
No, ma'am.
No, I'm okay. Thank you. It's fine.
All right. Anything else at this time, Ms. Parker?
I don't have any other questions. Will I have a chance to just speak again?
Well, you can speak now if you want to.
Okay, excuse me. She stated that I think I don't remember which one of you said it, but y'all said that it's relating to my unit and the cleanliness as well as just my upkeep of the apartment, but they're outside as well. And there's like holes everywhere and they're coming in and out from like there being openings for them to get in. And there's as well as there being mold in the windowsills and in the tubs and just I don't know. It's just been a lot.
Right. So anything else at this time?
Is there a way that I can present images
If you wish to, you can share screen, but I'm not sure if how that works if the images are on your phone.
I sent them to my computer.
Okay.
Do you
Any objection, Ms. Barksdale?
None, Judge.
All right. Go ahead. You would pull them up first, and then share screen because if you, whatever you share screen on, we're gonna see. So
do you know what I would click on in order to share my screen?
if you touch the screen on your computer, you should see at the bottom icons that, and one of them in green says share screen.
Okay. I see the arrow in the green. Okay.
Hearing somebody else. Okay, go ahead.
Oh, I'm sorry. I was on mute. I was speaking. I was saying yes, I'm pulling it up now.
Hmm. Hmm.
Uh-oh. Okay, there it is. Can you guys see?
I see your, so that's what I was saying. You need to pull the pictures up,
Mhm.
and click on those for us.
Can you see this?
I just see small, tiny pictures. I see what you're showing us, but I just see tiny pictures.
Mm. Okay, what about this? Can you see this?
I just see tiny picture, like a series of tiny pictures.
Okay, it says pause. Um, it says that your screen sharing is paused. I'm trying to see how do I unpause it. It's so orange.
I didn't do anything, so I don't know how to.
Can you see now? It's
I
green.
just still see the small pictures.
It's paused. 1 second.
All right, I don't see anything at this time. Is there anything else that you have, ma'am? Okay, I see a video.
This is some water damage, and it took a while for them to come out. It was gushing from up under there, and it was hot water. Okay, how can you turn it off? Because I'm not even seeing what it's Okay.
All right.
And then is it still sharing?
No, ma'am.
Oh. Mm. Can you see this?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, I think I could just do it like that. Move this out. I'm sorry for the delay. This is water dripping after the gush came from this fire detector in the second bedroom.
Okay.
Okay. And then the first video I showed, this is when the maintenance guy came out, and he first I had to put down newspapers to stop it because it was gushing out so bad. And this is the part that he had to replace. I think he said something along the lines of that. I think it was a valve. He said that.
Okay, but you don't have to tell us what he
Okay.
said. You're showing us the pictures.
Okay, that's the part he had to fix on the first video I showed up under the cabinet.
Okay, so you said that there was damage to your property. Do you
Yes,
have pictures that show that?
I don't have any pictures of the property. I just have pictures of the stuff happening. It's
Never
been
took a picture of your bed, never took a picture of your sofa.
I took pictures of the stuff as I seen it happening, like the bugs crawling and the water gushing, not
Not
the
any damage to the particular property item.
no.
Okay, all right. Anything else at this time, Ms. Parker?
Um, yeah, I don't know.
Okay. Um, any questions for Ms. Parker, Ms. Barksdale?
Well, I do have one more thing to say. I'm sorry.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, when I first moved in, they give a paper for me to state everything that is wrong, and the things that I wrote down, they had never came out and fixed. And well, they sent the guy out, and I don't think he no longer works here, but when the duration of him working here, he never came back to fix anything.
Okay. All right. Did you have anything else at this time?
No, not at this time.
All right. Ms. Barksdale, did you have anything else at this time?
Miss Ashley. Miss Ashley, you're on mute.
Wait, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm gonna let her go then. Can I go after her?
Okay, Ms. Barksdale, I think what I didn't get was what is the amount of the
That's what I was trying to get
the-
to Judge. Miss Ashley, what is owed from August 2023 through July 31st, 2024? What's the total owed on this account?
She
Rate of
currently,
1720.
yes, ma'am, she currently owes $23,194.06 as of today.
And if you were asking for a writ on August the 8th, which will be 7 days, that would be 1720 divided by 31 days. That's 55.48 a day times 8. That's 443.87. And without any other fees with the utilities, that would be 23,194.06. That would be 23,638.03. 23,638.03 through August the 8th, with just rent and no other fees for August.
Yes.
Okay. All right, right. Anything else, Miss Parker?
I okay, when I was asking questions, I didn't get to state that that I have not had any clean out as far as her saying that that's what they do for bugs. I wasn't even aware that that was a thing. Every time I requested pest control, they just came and sprayed and put bait down, as well as um it's just been a lot of wear and tear on my mental state. It has affected me greatly, and I've been harassed. It was one property manager that has came out with a man and jumped the balcony and was banging on the windows and doors.
Yeah, I'm gonna object to that. We don't know who it is, and nobody's here to testify.
I have a picture of them walking, and
Hearsay, Judge.
So, Miss Parker, I think we're getting a little far afield from what's going on. Okay, so this is what the court is considering. The fact that you've been in this place without a lease since January 24th of 2024, that you failed to pay rent on a month-to-month basis. So essentially, when you're month-to-month, it means that you have not signed a new lease, but the same terms apply as the old lease. The only thing that changes is the notice provision and the amount of time that they have to give you to get out of the apartment if they want to evict you, or if they want to end the lease contract. But if they want to evict you, they can do so for failure to pay. In Georgia, the law is that if you are occupying a property, then as long as you occupy the property and they can't rent it to somebody else, you owe the rent. Now, if there are issues with the property and you spend money to correct those issues, or the property is such that you can't live there and you have to leave, then you can get damages for as an offset to what is owed on the rent. So if you already owe rent and you're still in the property, but you're not paying that rent, the amount is still going up of what you owe. If you have given them notice of something and they haven't fixed it, and you've had to fix it yourself, then you can get an offset against that rent, but you probably don't have I'm gonna tell you, you don't have enough to equal $100,000. What you've shown me is that when you gave them notice of the water issue, someone did come out and he was replacing a valve or some part of the system where the water issue was addressed. So you gave them notice, there's a water issue in my place, someone came out and addressed it. You have pictures of that. You also said that for pest control, that you were being charged a fee for pest control. You spent money on pest control. The things that they didn't assist you with getting rid of the insects, and you spent $120. So far, you've established damages of $120. You haven't been able to give me any information with respect to your clothes. You testified that you suffered $10,000 in damages, but you didn't take any pictures of them. You didn't give a receipt for the bed that you had. The timeline seems a little iffy, and a $6,000 bed seems a little bit excessive. And you're not able to pay $1,700 a month in rent. So I'm just gonna be honest with you.
I'm sorry.
Hold on. From a practical standpoint, you've shown the damage. I didn't get anything else about any lasting water damage. But as a practical matter, I'll give you $500 as an offset on your counterclaim to the $23,638.03 that you owe. So the judgment would be in the amount of $23,138.03. And you've been in the place without paying since January of 2024. that's a breach of the lease agreement because you failed to pay, but you didn't leave the premises. As a result, the court is going to issue a writ of possession to the plaintiffs, Phoenix Partners, for you to leave the location within 7 days, which would be on August 8th of 2024.
Can I speak now?
Yes, ma'am.
I was under the impression from the Georgia tenant handbook, I believe that's what it's called, that I can withhold rent when they're not handling repairs.
Ma'am.
Um,
Unless it's changed since I was in magistrate court, no ma'am. You can make repairs and you can withhold the amount that you spent. But you can't withhold the total amount and still remain in the property.
okay, yes, ma'am.
All right. Anything else, Ms. Barksdale? Am I incorrect in anything? Because I'm sure you'll correct it.
Well, I'm gonna have to let you have it today. We would ask for the appeal provision in the order, Judge. Do you want me to prepare the order, or would you like to prepare it?
You can prepare it.
Okay, I will send it to Val.
All right, and so Ms. Parker, the appeal required you to put money into the record of into the registry of the court. If you plan on appealing this, I'm telling you, you need to pay the $1,700 a month into the record of the court. You need to catch up the $23,138.03 that the court granted in judgment, and then pay any additional monthly amounts until such time as the case is resolved fully.
So if I pay the money into the, what did you say it's called again, please?
The court's registry. So you would have to pay the entire judgment of $23,138.03, and then each month after that, you'd have to pay the $1,700 monthly rent in order to maintain the appeal. If it's not paid, your appeal won't go forward and my judgment will stand.
Okay, I understand. And as far as the Georgia tenant handbook, is there any way that I can show proof of the information I found?
Ma'am, I can't tell you what the Georgia tenant handbook says. What I know the law to be is that if you have an issue that you've given them notice of and they have not addressed it, and then you've taken your money or your effort to correct that issue, you can withhold that portion that matches the amount that you spent or paid someone to do it. But you didn't pay somebody $23,000, meaning that you withholding everything since January. Now, if I've incorrectly stated the law, Ms. Barksdale, as an officer of the court, you will correct me. Is that correct?
They're paying rent as a separate covenant from repairs. You're expected to pay the rent. You're expected for us to do the repairs, but you cannot withhold rent for repairs and remain in the property.
Yes, ma'am. It works differently in other states, but here in Georgia, if you're in possession of the property, you have to pay rent.
Okay.
So that's why I treated these things separately. Their claim for rent, your claim for damages. I heard your claim for damages. I took what you have proven in damages. I applied that against the rent owed. I gave you an offset, but it still equates to $23,138.03.
Okay.
All right. Ms.
Thank you,
Barksdale,
Judge.
you're welcome. If you'll prepare the order and the writ.
I will.
All right, thank you.
Thank you. Mhm.
You're excused at this time unless you have something else before the court.
Nothing
Okay.
further, Judge. Thank you.
I think
We keep it working like Oouchie the boss. We tryna catch out like we hit us a fault. We gotta win, ain't taking no loss. We in the game.